All right, so if you are like me and your coffee is wearing off and you need a little pick me up, that is exactly what we've got here. My friend, hip hop gamer, we met earlier or like last year when we did the IGDA Foundation
Facts.
thing. I lied. The first time I met you and you started, the energy that you bring and the passion that you bring to everything. I'm looking around going, is this guy like for real? Does he always like this? And I will tell you, even the emails and text messages that come from hip hop are the same energy. It's like, I don't know what it is, but this man will absolutely get you hyped. He is going to talk about, actually, you go ahead, introduce yourself. I'm going to step out, and then you tell me when you want stuff to play, and I'm going to hit buttons and hope it works.
Let's go, baby. So look, yo, Jay, love you, bro. You already know what it is. So let me tell y'all right now, I'm the one and only furious hip-hop gamer, Hot 97 Logitech GAMD, and we got to spin a chain, you know what I'm saying, for the Indie Game Summit right now. This is the Game Business Summit. So just to let y'all know, the title of this particular talk is called Become the Exclusive Value of Growth. I'll say it again, become the exclusive value of growth. So we about to set this off for real. So one love, God bless, get hype. The GOAT of the game is right here. Yo, Jay, run the first joint so they can know what's about to go down, son. Roll that.
Hip-hop gamer, fresh start. Yeah, you know what time it is. Yeah, you know what time it is. Brooklyn. Yeah, you know what time it is. Hip-hop gamer, no stranger to danger. Record breaker, shot taker, playmaker. I show nothing but love, that's how I got greater. For those that don't see it, they stay stuck with the haters. Hip-hop gamer, no stranger to greatness. So drop that gun gameplay, I overwatch that. Biggie Smalls, life at the depth, so we respond back. Red dot, headshot, red spots on your hard hat. This is what New York sounds like, and it's all that. Concrete core killer, rap game, raw spitter, frame data, play sicker, so you gotta aim quicker, maxed out, ready for war. We got the painkillers, feeling like Mike in the game. Ow, thriller. This is New York City, we the home of the gritty. Gotta feel me, put the game on. And if you really ride it with me, throw it up, press start, play your part when we pop on. This is New York City, we the home of the gritty. Gotta feel me, put the game on. And if you really ride it with me, throw it up, press start, play your part when we pop on. My grandma taught me to be the best that I can be, so I took the game industry by the balls and believed in me, and equally merged it with verses. So anybody wanna battle, get a pen and a paddle with two controllers. Focus, the flow is explosive, breaking every barrier and parry all opposes. Yeah, the game is mine and it's time to be ferocious. You can call me rap god when it comes to game and culture. Embrace who I am and the world is gonna see it. The game industry, everybody wanna be in it. It's funny how the leaderboards will show you what is missing, and I get it now. I got it cause I am top the position. Listen, from the hood, growing up, we ain't have much. Playing PlayStation with friends felt like we had enough. It was those days with Sega, how we was raised up. Gotta love Sonic cause Lost Rings that came up. Whoa. This is New York City, we the home of the gritty. Gotta feel me, put the game on. And if you really ride it with me, throw it up, press start, play your part when we pop on. This is New York City, we the home of the gritty. Gotta feel me, put the game on. And if you really ride it with me, throw it up, press start, play your part when we pop on. This is New York City. This is New York City. We the home of the gritty. Press start when we pop off. This is New York City. This is New York City. We the home of the gritty. Press start when we pop off.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Now we right. So let's get right into it. The first thing I want to tell y'all is I want to give y'all a little bit of background on myself for those that may be new to Hip Hop Gamer. So the first thing is this. My grandmother, rest in peace, she taught me how to play video games when I was 4 years old, and I've been playing video games all my life, and obviously now it's officially my career. When I turned 14, that's when I started making music. Obviously, as you saw, I'm really a hip hop artist. I do this. So my name is literally me, which makes me the most authentic brand because I am what my brand stands for. Okay, so that's the second thing. The third thing, fast forward in 2008, that's when I got my opportunity. Shout out to my man Torrance Davis to go to E3, which obviously is the Super Bowl of the gaming industry. So when I went there, I made such a huge impact, but I also discovered a lot. And that is how the theme of this title, in terms of become the exclusive value of growth, that's when it really came into play. Because when I came into the industry out the gate, I realized that my energy and my style wasn't something that the industry as a whole gravitated to. A lot of people looked at me as a joke. A lot of people said I wouldn't make it. There was a lot of racial tension. It was crazy because I'm the first to do, the industry never seen anything like this before. So it became problematic, but I didn't stop. I didn't quit. I figured out, what can I do, being unique as I am, to bring value to the culture that I love so much? And how can I bring value to the people that I love so much? Simply by being me, because of the way I grew up and what my grandmother gave me in terms of video games. So that's how this all stands out. So here's what I want to do and what I want to share with y'all. This is how we're going to set this up. The question that I want to pose to y'all is the same question that I pose to myself. The question is this: what do you bring to any table? And are you great enough to build your own? And I'll say it again, because as we go through this presentation, I want y'all to really think about that, take notes, figure it out, because during the Q&A session for like the 20 minutes towards the end, we're going to discuss this. So once again, what do you bring to any table? And are you great enough to build your own? Let's get started. So the first thing I want to provide is the first answer to the first part of that question, according to my experience. Now, one of the things I can share with you is the fact that I merged hip hop and video games as a lifestyle culture in the gaming industry. That's one thing that I bring to the table that's exclusive to me. I'm pretty sure you never seen any summit or anything start the way this one just started. You understand what I'm saying? Now, why is that important? Why is that valuable? So in the game industry, when you look at games like Madden or NBA 2K or things of that nature, that's the only time you see the representation of hip hop in video games. But you don't see it in, Final Fantasy. You're not going to see it in Assassin's Creed. You're not going to see it in Xenoblade and Xenogears and all these other different types of games, because it appears that we don't belong when those types of games are being pitched or sold or things of that nature. You understand what I'm saying? So what I decided to do was create a lifestyle between merging hip hop and gaming. Why? Because I understand that the gaming industry, just like any industry, there's a bottom line that you have to operate within. And this is the exclusive part. In music, hip hop is the number one genre. In entertainment, gaming is the number one form of medium in all of entertainment. When you put that together and you unify it, regardless of what you feel like, the bottom line and the market value tells a bigger story. And the story that it tells is that if you want to be successful, you're going to want to tap into these two major mediums to have a higher percentage of success when it comes to your games selling, when it comes to the culture growing, when it comes to impact and bringing brands together that never invested in the gaming industry before. So that was the exclusive value that I brought to the table. And everything that I'm saying to you, even though it sounds good, I'm going to prove it here today. So let's start proving it. So one of the things that we did to prove what I'm saying, when you take hip hop and gaming and you merge it together, recently you saw the announcement of Snoop Dogg joining FaZe Clan, right? FaZe Clan doing their thing, but looking at Snoop Dogg attach himself to FaZe Clan, that takes everything value-wise to a whole new level. And that's what he brought to the table for that entity. That's what I bring to the entire industry. Proof right there. So now another thing I want to talk about is this. When you look at the business side of everything in gaming, you need music, you need animators, you need all these people to collectively come together to make a project take place, to make a project happen, right? So here's where the exclusive side of what I'm doing, how that enhances the industry. So the most amazing thing that I could tell you that I did, one of the most amazing things that I did was I took the number one brand in hip hop, Hot 97, and the number one brand in tech and peripherals and things of that nature, Logitech, as you can see on my chain. Wait, I gotta make sure this is right. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure the chain is right. As you can see, Logitech right there. I was able to take a tech brand that's never been involved with Hot 97 at all before, and Hot 97 never been involved with a tech brand. I was able to merge them together by creating content and value internally that made sense, that speaks to each audience so that deal can make sense and grow in value, which obviously it did. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I stress, figure out what you individually can bring to the table to an entire industry so that your value and your growth, when you are added to it, it changes the narrative and impact of whatever you are a part of. It allows you to be a leader, not just a follower and not just a witness to what other people are doing. I hope that makes sense. So now let's move along. The second part of that question was, are you great enough to build your own table? I already explained what I bring to a table, and I want y'all to think about that as well. But also, how do you build your own? So the way you can build your own and the way that I've built my own was challenging tradition. Now, this is the part where it's going to get real deep right now. And like I said, you know, I call out stuff. I'm very real and authentic with what I say because I'm passionate about it. So the first thing you have to do is start challenging tradition. So I'll give you an example of what I mean. We needed more Black representation in the gaming industry, period. Now, remember, I came in the industry professionally in 2008. If you looked at IGN, there was no Black host or anybody to tell you, you know, to get your game news from and stuff like that. It was never that. Kotaku, GameSpot, there was never any representation at all. You know what I'm saying? It was like literally all white, and that's it. And that needed to change. But if you never challenge that, then things would just stay the same. So I had to challenge tradition in order to change the narrative, to build my own table to make these things happen. Now let's dive a little deeper. Jerry Lawson, here's why I bring that up. Shout out to Blacks in Gaming. I won this award. Well, sorry, I know it's kind of blurred, but I'm trying to find a good one. There we go. So I won this award. This award says that I'm number one in games media. And on that award, you see a cartridge. Jerry Lawson and his team, if it wasn't for him, we don't have Nintendo and Sega Genesis and everything that leads up to where we at today. But yet, no representation never really gets talked about, never really gets celebrated. Why does that matter? I'm going to tell you something else. If you look at Call of Duty, from all these years that it's been out, this is number one game every year from 2003 on. They never had a Black character until literally just last year. So why did I say all these things? I said all these things is because if you're trying to build your own table, but the tradition is that you don't even belong at a table, let alone you trying to build one and people trying to stop you from building one because the powers of be got a lot of control, you immediately feel defeated and then you don't want to continue your passion. So challenging tradition to change the narrative will allow you to be able to build your own table that will then lead to you being exclusive to show the value of the growth you can bring to anything. Now, I would like to run a clip to prove the point of what I'm saying, because these are the things that need to change. And then after I run this clip, we're going to go into tradition number 2 that needs to be challenged. So y'all can see how this all ties in to being the exclusive value of growth. Yo, Jay, my dude, there's 2 joints that I want you to play. The joint that I want you to play right now is the clip with David Jaffe, and that clip is going to start at 1 minute and 18 seconds. Now listen, I don't curse. That's not me. Y'all know I don't curse. I don't speak like that. But unfortunately, my man David Jaffe, he does curse. I'm not sure if there's curses allowed here. If there's curses allowed, I'll run it. If there's no curses allowed, then we won't run it and I'll explain it. Let me know.
There's a lot of curses allowed on this show. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's run it.
All right. So this is the one with him sitting in front of the screen, or the one with the Xbox controller?
The one with him sitting in front of the screen.
So we did this thing with Hip Hop Gamer, which some of you guys know about, and he did a song which I really liked. I think the team in Utah really liked for some of our closing credits in the movie. And I've always thought, I'm going to call him Hip Hop. I know his name and stuff, and I'd rather call him that. But I mean, it's because I don't really go around calling people hip hop. And I wonder if I was friends with Jay-Z, would I call him Jay-Z, or would I call him by his actual name? I don't know. Point is, it's probably never going to happen. I'm not going to be friends with Jay-Z. I would. Holy shit, Jaffe, calm the fuck down. I understand, okay, but I'm tired, man. I'm fried, Point being, he did this song. We thought it was fun. It was real passionate about the game, and we love that he's a fan of the game. I've always loved what he's done. I've loved his energy and positive energy and enthusiasm for the industry and the medium, and just his own ambition for what he wants to do with his career. I think that's great, and I fucking hate when people rail on this guy. He's a really good guy, and he's passionate, and people who love games should be more thrilled that there's a spokesperson out there that is that passionate. But anyway, the point being is, so we got some people saying, oh, rap doesn't fit in Twisted Metal. Now, let's be really clear. Let's say 3 quick things on that. Number 1 is, that's fair. It's subjective. I think if it was a game like God of War, I wouldn't want to abdicate, and I don't think Scott would want to abdicate kind of authorship of the audio in the soundtrack to players, at least on first release, because it's more of an experience that we're trying to sell, of a story and a world and all that. But with Twisted Metal, I mean, custom soundtracks exist on this new game because we, look, blow the world up, to your own soundtrack is probably the right way to go. So if you like kind of a mix of metal and pop and rap like I do, great. If you're into Barry Manilow and Neil Diamond, you want to blow shit up doing that, that's fine too, so that's custom soundtracks we do have. But the rap thing, it's like, and if you genuinely don't feel that rap fits in Twisted Metal, that's fair. I mean, that's a total fair. I have no issues with that at all. You make choices, and when, especially when you're doing a sequel, the last thing you want to do is kind of you don't want to just kind of go, okay, what did they like before, and give them that. You need to be in the same mindset. As designers, we have to sort of be in the same mindset we were when we created what a lot of fans liked originally, and you hope they like the new stuff, and otherwise you're just kind of regurgitating the past, and people already have those games, and so but if you don't feel the choices we've made to put a little bit of rap, I mean, look, dude, the official soundtrack is made up of 2 rap songs, 2 of which, one of which is a motherfucking classic, which is Straight Outta Compton by NWA. So if you don't like that, and you don't think that, and the energy and the power of that song, and the aggressiveness and the fuck you-ness of that song fits with Twisted Metal, then at least when it comes to sort of musical choices, we're probably on different pages, which is fine. And then we have a song called The Chant by Ghostface Killer, and I'm not going to say Killa because I'm fucking white and half Jewish, and for me to say Ghostface Killa, I just can't do it. I mean, it's like me saying Beyond on the IGN podcast. I can't do it. Can't do it, people. Point being is, they're really good. I think they're really good rap songs, and they fit the aggressiveness and energy of the game. And if you don't, that's totally fine. So back to this racism thing. People who have those opinions, that's great. Yeah, everybody has different opinions. But that and the Mr. Grimm trailer, we put it out, and I get that people are saying, oh, there are people who genuinely are disappointed that it's not the guy, wearing his buddy's helmet. totally fair. Hopefully you'll still like this new Grimm and like his new story. But between the people who have complained about the rap and complained about the fact that he's, and again, I don't know if it's African American or black at this point. I have African American friends. I should just ask them, hey, what is the proper term? Because I don't fucking know, you know, and it's never meant to offend if I use the wrong. I know African American's not offensive, but it also seems like maybe it's too politically correct. I am in ramble mode, can't help it. I'm tired. I've already said it 20 times, but I am. Point being is that I've seen this kind of racism about just that he's a black guy or just that we have rap. And it's like, here's my vow to you. If you are genuinely a racist person and you don't like black people, which I think, or African American people, first I feel bad for you that it's 2000 and it'll be 2012 when this game comes out. And it's just like, dude, get yourself some fucking therapy, because that's just, you know, that's like old motherfucking school if you're still in that mindset. But that's fine. That's where you're at. If you buy Twisted Metal, and I got to do the math, I don't know. Let's assume, you know, we get into profit, and then Eat Sleep Play gets a cut, and then I get a cut of that. Any fucking dollar I make, let me know. And every copy that's sold, every person who writes me that says, yes, I'm a racist, but I bought your game, let me know, because I want to donate that money to charity, because there's no fucking way I want to make money. Personally, I can't speak for anybody else involved in this, but I do not want your fucking money.
All right, you can stop, Jay.
You know,
you can stop, Jay. All right, so powerful video. This video was done in 2011. David Jaffe, that's my brother, one of the best game creators ever in the world. Created Twisted Metal, created Kratos of God of War. And when you look at today in 2022, all of a sudden, everybody is like, yo, we got to do this for black people. Oh, stop Asian hate. Oh, let's push these narratives and everything like that. And for the most part, it's just bottom dollar talk. It ain't real. I'm telling you, I know what's going on. A lot of this stuff ain't real. So how does this tie in to be exclusive? Because the moment you allow any industry to determine your value and your place, so to speak, you will never understand the greatness that you have to bring to anything. You have to own your greatness. Don't have a fear of it. And that also affects business, mindset, everything. Your daily life. This is not a job for me. This is my life. My grandma gave me this. So now I'm just trying to give it back to the world the right way. You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is, a lot of stuff that you see today, I've been done, battled, went through, was the face of, challenged, did everything. And I've always been independent. Never had a job in the game industry. Only have partners, and we work together because we're equals. You understand what I'm saying? So I say what I want. I do what I want. But because I'm a positive person and I put God first in everything that I do, people don't mind when I say what I want and do what I want, because it comes from a place of love and a place of growth. And I'm trying to help. Real talk. I'm really trying to help, yo. For real, man. So the reason why I show that video, and I'm have another video to show, but the reason why I show that video is because that's a part of challenging tradition. I could have easily been like, you know what, David, I don't even want to submit the song because people are going to say this, people are going to say that, and boom. Now, this is all the way like over 10 years ago. And now look at the stuff that you're starting to see on a more regular basis. Look at the partnerships that you're starting to see. Look at the investments that you're starting to see. I'm just trying to show y'all where that stuff stemmed from, because there's a lot of people that's benefiting off of a lot of things that myself and plenty of other people have laid the groundwork for. And when I mean other people, I'm talking about people like my man, you know, Godfrey from Gamer Tag Radio. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one out of many other people that I can name, but it's too many people to name, and we got a time limit to pay attention to. But the point I'm trying to make is this. You have to own your greatness so you can inspire others. But in order to do that, you got to find out exclusively what you bring to the table and what you can build on your own to change the landscape of the experience within a culture that we are all passionate about. And I hope these things prove what I'm saying instead of beyond just words. Because I did it and I live it. And there's more to come. So now let's go into the second tradition that I wanted to mention in terms of what needs to be changed and challenged and stuff like that. So the second tradition is the changing of business models when it comes to content creators such as myself and beyond, because I'm not just a content creator. I do a lot behind the scenes in the industry as a whole. There's things I'm involved in that y'all wouldn't even think that I was even a part of, that y'all are experiencing now today. So yeah, it is deep like that. But the point I'm trying to make is this. You have equity assets versus influencer marketing. What do I mean by that, hip hop gamer? Okay. So in this day and age, there's a lot of companies that do big deals, right? And they will give influencers little pennies on a dollar to be a face to help establish what they're trying to build on the back end. And once it's built, they don't really no longer need you. It's very dishonest because they hustle you to be a part of something, but don't give you what you actually deserve for the work you did to help them be sustainable as a business, bottom line, for longevity and wealth and growth. So that's why it's important to find your exclusivity and what you bring to the table, because what you do is only what you can do, and people will allow you to have equity in what they're building instead of just, hey, just talk for me and make this look a certain way so we can be cool. What do I mean by that? So I'm also a full brand partner with Logitech G, Hot 97, AMD, Furia Esports. You know what I'm saying? And there's others that I can't even name and announce yet that's coming. But why is that important? Because the relationships that I built through these equity partnerships are also turnkey assets. So when I'm talking to anybody, I can say, hey, look, y'all trying to do this? Well, AMD is the best. They power the PlayStation, they power Xbox, they got the best PCs. I can work with y'all with AMD and then bring on Hot 97 so we can blah, 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 blah. Turnkey assets, leverage. I can do that. And in turn, I'm helping out other companies. They help me out, and we do this together. And we get equity value together. Instead of just I got $1 million deal and I'm gonna give you $5,000. Just go make some Instagram posts and call it a day. That's where things got to change. So you got to find out what you bring to the table so you are in a position to require more for what you deliver beyond just being a content creator. Now, to reference this point, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Mira who made a post about she's tired of companies only looking at her as one way when there's so much other value that she brings to the table. So here's what I'm going to tell y'all right now. Whatever you specialize in, whatever you're great at, show it. If you're nice at playing games, that's great. But if you also write music, if you also cosplay, let's say you're a lawyer, but you love to play games, whatever it is that makes you valuable, or you just very well connected, whatever it is, make sure everybody knows it. So that when people approach you for things, they approach you for who you are, not what they think you are. And that's where the exclusivity comes in and the growth happens. And your growth becomes the industry's growth. So now everything can change the landscape of what we love. And we can not only get paid accordingly, but we can invest in ourselves accordingly now too. Do you understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So now I want to move on to another piece, and then we're gonna go into Q&A. I hope y'all enjoying this so far. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really hope y'all getting a lot of information out of this. Take notes, yo. You know what I mean? And hit me up. Hip Hop Gamer, hiphopgamer.net. I'm Hip Hop Gamer everywhere on all the channels. Hit me up. Let's go. So before we go into the community outreach standpoint, I want to roll another video. So Yo, yo, Jay, this next video, it starts at the 5 minute and 17 second mark, and then I'll tell you when to stop. So let's get the other video up and running, baby. This is what we do in the community. Real talk. And also rest in peace to my man Matthew. God bless you. Y'all gonna see Matthew right now because he suffered from muscular dystrophy. You're gonna see my man Matthew right now. God bless you, Matthew. We love you. R.I.P. You know what I mean? I know you're looking down, enjoying what we're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? So keep gaming. Jay, roll the video, baby. Let's get it. We're gonna set it up and we're gonna get you gaming. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. One blink is yes, two's no.
All right, one blink is yes.
Are you gonna
All right,
blink
cool.
when
So
you
you ready?
talk?
Oh, that sounds like
That sounds
like a
ready.
Yes. Sound like a yes. All right, let's do it. So one, this is the father and son combo right here. This is the Logitech Pro X Series headset. This is the Logitech Pro X Series headset. This is for you. So when you beating your father in the game, you can hear it and talk in a whole nother way. All right? God bless you. This is
So
gonna be
that was
amazing.
not gonna work because he ain't gonna be.
Oh no. I think he's gonna beat you. You gonna beat him, right? Yeah, yo, you saw his face. You saw his face. He was like, yeah, let's go. Yeah, you gonna beat him. Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
So Matthew, how do you feel?
Very excited. Very excited.
All right, you can stop right there, Jay.
So what's the first game?
So I ain't gonna front. I get a little choked up just looking at that because like that was a major moment. Like when I think about my grandma, rest in peace, and what she gave me, and being able to give back, like and the things that his father told me in private. Yo, I just want to give a quick shout out to the whole gaming and guidance team. You know what I'm saying? To Vaughn Skinner, Miss B, DJ Sparks. Oh my gosh, Melissa. Wow. And also shout out to Lamara, Miss Rice, who helped put everything together with Channel 12 News. That was a moment right there. But why did I show that? So Logitech and Microsoft came together to create the Xbox adaptive controller. You understand what I'm saying? But because of the things that I did, because of the exclusive value that I was able to bring to the table and doing these deals and having equity partners and equity assets that's turnkey, look at the impact we was able to make on somebody's life. And I do this on the regular. On the regular. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why it's important to find out what makes you great for real and have no fear with being great. I tell everybody all the time, I'm the GOAT. Period. I don't mind saying I'm the best. The difference is I'm not saying I'm the best because I'm better than someone like you. Like, it's not that. I worked hard to get to where I'm at and the man that I am today. I made a lot of mistakes. I did a lot of dumb stuff like before, you know what I mean? And I owned up to it. And now, yo, I'm telling you, it's a dream come true, and I thank God for it every second. And now that I'm at where I'm at, you better believe I'm the best at what I do, because I'm the best version of me now. And that's what I'm giving back. But in order to get there, you got to find your greatness. What's that exclusive thing that you got that you could bring to any table, and that's also great enough to allow you to build your own, so you could do it authentically and not be someone that's just told to fit where you don't belong. So the reason why I show that video too is the community outreach stuff that we do. We don't just do it once in a while. Like, this is a lifestyle. You understand what I'm saying? We utilize gaming as a daily lifestyle to even bring people together. And that leads me to what I'm going to tell you now, is that character is your currency. I'll say it again. Character is your currency. Who you are is the value. And everything else, money and all this other stuff, is just a byproduct of the value that you have within yourself, within your character. So in order to make this impact exclusively, relationship capital is extremely important. I'm able to talk to y'all today because of the relationship that I built with my man Jay. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Dan. I know he's in the background, you know what I'm saying, working and doing everything. I love you, Dan. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? My man Indy in the back. So at the end of the day, everything that we do, this is what I bring to the table. And this is what I've built my own self. I'm a game journalist, and I didn't go to no college or no university to become one. My lifestyle allows me to be the best at what I do in journalism, period. So I have my own show, and I done had everybody on my show, whether it's Tyler Perry, Kevin Hart, Johnny Knoxville from Jackass, Scarlett Johansson, Angela Bassett, Morgan Freeman, like you name them, they done been on my show. Like I do this at the highest level, right? That's one. Two, gaming and guidance, 5G's program, where we make an impact, real impact on a lot of people's lives, not just kids either. People, impacting people's lives differently. Going to their house, talking with them, building with them, doing assemblies, going to schools. We do this. Before, it was the cool thing to do that you see like some of right now, because people got brownie points and checklists that they trying to hit. That's another reason why I love Logitech so much. We've been like more than 5 years in with stuff that we was doing right now. All right, that's two. Three, with the partnerships that I got. So between the philanthropy, between the content and the hosting and the streaming and the partners, between all of that, I have a lot to offer that only I can offer. So what do you got to offer that only you can offer? So we can come together and impact what we love and help the next generation of people and inspire them. So collectively, we could do what we got to do the right way. So that's what I got for y'all today. I'm ready for questions. This is going to be pretty much the Q&A session. So we pretty much close to about like 20, 23 minutes left. So let's get it in. Yo, Jay, talk to me, man. How we doing? So what's going on?
My turn. It's like, I love this because I mean, and I think I mentioned this when we talked before. I've been doing this for 25 years. And I mean, not this whole broadcasting podcasting. I mean, I'm talking, I've been in the industry on the business side. And you can absolutely get jaded and cynical. And it's just like, whatever. Okay, it's another game, blah, blah, blah. But it's going to the conferences and it's doing shows like this and seeing the energy and the passion that other people bring to it that makes me step back and go, oh, that's why I do this. That's why I'm still sitting in this industry. It's because we love it. All right, there are multiple things. And so if you've got a question out there, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you are, drop it in chat. We'll get hip hop's feedback on it. Talk about one of the things that you touched on earlier was the equity side of things.
Right.
And you brought up a very good point where, and this is not just in content creators or influencers, this is in developers and, you know, all in the business too, how everybody wants to give you a piece of something until they don't need you anymore, then they, you know, go on. Talk about the difference between you having, you know, a deal set up, no matter what it is, that's a equity piece versus it's just like a revenue share.
Got you. So the thing is, right, if you look, I'll give you a great example, right? So if you look at Twitter Spaces, you know, like right now, right? And right before that, you had Clubhouse. So, and then if you look at Spotify, now here's the point I'm trying to make here. The owner of Spotify don't do music. He don't write nothing or nothing. But everybody that does help build his platform and they just get little pieces of it. They have no equity in it. He gets everything. Yet he doesn't do anything that they do to make it actually work. So let's relate it to a gaming situation, rev share versus equity. So let's say you got a game coming out, trying to promote it, you gotta get people talking about it. Now you get people doing their part, you pay them off, you make all this money, the game blows up, they serve their purpose, and now the company is getting wealthier and wealthier consistently based off a little piece of purpose that you served for them. But if they had equity value in this, then the work that they did initially, they can still benefit from later and grow with the company. So when the next game come out, they still have a solid position equity wise so that they can always be utilized instead of just being utilized for the moment. And that's where things fall off for me. I think it's foul, because if you don't know, they're not going to tell you. So that's why I'm telling people, you need to look at yourself for who you actually are versus the way they see you. Because people would see me out the gate, if they don't know me, they would see me as, oh, he's a host. Oh, he's a streamer. The moment they say that, the next thing they do, well, what are the numbers? Or what it is? Remember, the people that's in a position of power are not a part of the culture. They just got money. So they're not looking to care about you and what you bring to the table and, oh, we love this. They looking at you as another number, like it's jail or something. Like they looking at you as a number. And if you are valued based on numbers and numbers only, then somebody else that got bigger numbers will just knock you out the spot. So where does the realness come from? And that's why a lot of people got to understand their value and their worth, and they got to build their relationships so equity can be intact from the beginning. And when equity is intact from the beginning, then we can have a conversation on how we build together instead of being used for a moment.
All right. So Bobby's got a question from YouTube. He says, I've been in the industry for 3 or 4 years. I'm 35. I pride myself in my people skills and my community building, along with my admin and organizational skills. Would you say that's where my value is?
That's a great question. So people skills is everything. But here's what I would tell you. I really wouldn't label it as people skills, because now it's kind of like when you meet someone, it's like you're trying to figure out how to do something, whereas it should just be who you are. So I don't think it's really like people skills. I just think that you're passionate about what you do and you want to share it with like-minded people. And if they are who they say they are, then it's going to work naturally. And if they're not who they say they are, that will be revealed. And now you know who you need to step away from. So yes, that is definitely what I would utilize, because not everybody, I'm going to just keep case in point. You have agencies now. You have people that represent talent now. So you may not be a good speaker, but someone that can advocate for you to make things happen on your behalf. And that is a genius skill set to have. You understand what I'm saying? In your repertoire. The second thing you said, community building. As long as you know why you're building the community that you say you're building, as long as you know why, that's the key. Because if you're building a community without purpose, there's no value. But if you build a community with purpose, then you can show off that value, and then that community can actually eat and benefit from what you build. That's what I would say.
And a practical example of that is, developers who try to build their social stats, their Twitter numbers, their wish list, their Discord server, whatever, and they do it through a contest for something completely random. It's like, yes, you can go on these sites like Gleam and you can run these competitions and get people to follow your Discord or get people to follow you on Twitter, but they only signed up because you were giving away an Xbox. They weren't signing up because they actually gave a shit about your game. And that's where exactly what you're saying. That's if that community purpose isn't there, it's not like a real community.
Absolutely.
Right,
so absolutely.
We got a follow up from Bobby. As a game designer with my background, I see a lot of gaps and opportunities. I don't do enough to identify those and break from tradition. How can I do this more?
Okay, so let me read this again so I could, digest it properly. as a game designer with my background, I see a lot of gaps and opportunities. I don't do enough to identify those and break from tradition. I like that. The key word is breaking from tradition. So Bobby, have you ever tried to create your own opportunity instead of look for one? Because one of the things that I do, I'm gonna tell you a quick story so you can understand the answer. So I used to work in the mailroom, right? I would see Jay-Z, rest in peace, DMX, like all these people all the time because I worked in the music industry in the mailroom, right? When Jay-Z walk into a room, yo, it's like, yo, everything literally stops. It's like the aura, like, yo, it's crazy. Like, you got to see it to understand it. So I'm in the mailroom, but I was like, I would love to have that happen to me one time. Like, you know what I mean? When I was, younger and stuff like that. So now that happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I command, when I walk into a room, I command it, like, stuff stop, things shift, like it's crazy. But why is that? I created an opportunity of such high value that wherever I go, people know that there's opportunity when they see me. So what I would tell you is create your own opportunity, because not every opportunity out there will be the one for you. So the more you try to search to try to find something, that's great and all, ain't nothing wrong with it. Make sure though you create your own opportunity. So if you have a game design background and you got skills like that, get with other people that has other areas and other elements that can add to your game design and build something, put something out there. And then now you got the attention that you're looking for coming to you because you built something or showed off a prototype of something that now everybody wants to be a part of. So that's what I would suggest. Don't just only look for opportunities, create your own, because a lot of things we want to see happen is not going to be done for you. You have to do it yourself. So tap into that.
All right. So along those lines, and this is something that, we hear a lot of, people are concerned about imposter syndrome. People, let's face it, you got to have thick skin to be able to do a lot of this stuff. And you have to have even thicker skin if your skin ain't white like mine.
Right.
How can people, I don't know, for lack of a better word, build that confidence to go out and do these things? Because it really is, it will absolutely drain you when you go out there and you hit the pavement and you start trying to build these things and like nobody's signing on. And how do you power through that imposter syndrome where you build up that confidence to actually go and do that?
All right, two things. The first thing is you got to ask yourself, why do you care about somebody else's opinion more than your own of yourself? Like, where does that come from? Like, why? Like, why do you care? Like, I've been saying I was number one, like, for a long time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. Like I told you, I do what I want to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is, you got to literally ask yourself, like right now, Bobby, if I was Bobby White that left the comment, if I would say, Bobby, you trash, your games is whack, you ain't gonna never be nothing. Is that true? No. So why do you care? Like, if I say, I don't care who it is. Like, why do you care? It don't matter. You understand what I'm saying? People tell me all the time, I'm never gonna buy Call of Duty again. I can't stand this game. And they're playing the same game that they can't stand, and they buy it year after year after year. People be lying, bro. Like, Jay, they lie. They lie all the time. So why you care and listen to most people that's lying anyway? It doesn't make any sense. So that's the first point. Like, stop caring and giving so much credibility to people that's not even credible. Like, they don't even do nothing. Like, so that's the first thing. The second thing I would say in terms of creating your own opportunity, because we'll need money and stuff like that. Get your credit score up. Learn business on that level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because with a good credit score, you could go out and like get your business, get your LLC, build your credit, build your business credit, and you could go out there and get $1 million on your own. Strictly with a good credit score, you get your own $1 million, yo. Like, for real. And in some areas, you can get a grant for like $250,000, $500,000 that you don't even got to pay back and boom, you off to the races. And with the technology that's out there now, you don't need as many people to do as many things anymore because things is easier to build. So one person could do like 3 jobs and manage it. So that's what I'm saying. You got to tap into everything that's out there. This is 2022. Now, if you ain't willing to do the work, or if it's too hard, then you can't complain. But if you're willing to do the work, be smart about it. That's how I would, attack that. First, ask yourself, why do you care about that? Where did that come from? So you can attack it and change it. And secondly, build your own wealth within yourself so you can invest in yourself to make people come to you. So you don't got to look for opportunities. You can be the opportunity.
I mean, I'll tell you, I mean, no matter how successful you get, you're going to have those days when it's just like, you know what, this ain't working. I'm obviously in the wrong line of business. This is just absolutely, that's not a normal. I think I just made that word up. But anyway, it's like, it's nearly the end of day one. All right. So give me a break here. But one of the things that I've learned through personal shit that I've gone through, and this is one of the things that I tell myself all the time whenever shit gets hard, no matter what you're going through, you are not the only person that's ever gone through it. And you got to get out there and you got to talk to people. You've got to, reach out to your friends, and you can't be afraid to talk about your feelings. And it's like, I don't know how many times in my career I had been like clinically depressed before my wife looked at me and went, your problem is you're depressed. You need to get there. And I'm like,
and that's okay.
Once
you identify it, now what are you going to do about it? And that's all I'm saying. What are you going to do about it? Because at the end of the day, look, I'm going to just say you this, Jay, because it's very important. And then we can probably move on to the next question, unless you guys send us a share with it. But there's this movie called Safe House with my man Ryan Reynolds and Denzel Washington, right? Mm-hmm. And I had both of them on the show before too. You know what I'm saying? I just had to let y'all know, like, I do this. So what happened is there was a scene, and he said, and there was this guy, he said, when you have more past than future, because I think he was like 70 years old or something like that. So he's like, when you have more past than future, you start to see life differently. You start to appreciate things. You actually start to live more because there ain't much living left. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, instead of waiting, live now so you could be the best you can be for as long as you can be.
All right. So we've got time for about one more. And then, Hip Hop Gamer is one. He's on our Discord. If you can catch him when he's not, running around being famous and doing all these big deals. And 2, we just dropped his Twitter in there too. So
yeah, please follow. Reach out.
One of the things I want to twist, one of the things that you talked about earlier about how people get on the internet and they lie.
Yeah.
I told my dad was going to get back into real estate, and he was trying to figure out how to do it. And I'm like, well, you got to do it on social media. And he's like, well, how do you know who's right? I was like, that's the internet. You don't have to be right. You just have to be loud, and it boils into, God knows, we've seen it in the last like 6 years in this country. That realization and that mantra of you got to fake it till you make it is very true. You could very much do that right now. So tell me one of, because I know you had to do it at some point. I had to do it at some point. What is like one of your best fake it till you make it stories where you came out and said, okay, yes, I can do this. In the back of your head, you're like, I have no idea if I can do this, but I'm going to figure it out. Give me an example of that.
So going into the business side of the industry. So when I first started, it was all about, journalism, doing interviews and things of that nature, right? And my man Torrance, the very next year in 2008, I came in under the bitbag.com. That's how I got into E3. That's how I got my badge. It wasn't off my own merit in terms of Hip Hop Gamer. I was coming in under Torrance Davis, right? So then because of the impact that I made in 2008, Torrance said, yo, you're not going to need me anymore. He like literally he told I was like, nah, I can't do this. Like I literally told myself I can't do it without you. Like I need you. Like, you know what I mean? And he said, bro, like you don't realize what you just did. Like, I don't think you understand where this is going. You're not going to need me anymore. Like in 2009, you're going to have your own team, your own this, your own that, and everything. I didn't believe in myself, Jay. I didn't. And the whole fake it till you make it, I wouldn't associate anything fake with me at all. So I wouldn't say fake it till you make it. What I will say dealing with me is I had a hard time believing that I was more than what I was. And I had a hard time believing that I was more than even what people saw in me. I didn't see it. I didn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't real to me because coming from where I come from, we ain't have much. So in my mind, I felt like that's the way that was my normal. I was never going to have much. You understand what I'm saying? So in 2009, I'm at E3 under Hip Hop Gamer's name. I had 9 people that I was able to get badges and bring with me, whole team, everything. And that same year, I started doing things in the film and TV era. So before Hot 97, before all these other things, Hip Hop Gamer, me, my brand started doing major Hollywood interviews and all this other stuff and started learning the business. Shout out to Michael Pachter and, like showing me things. And like, yo, I'm telling you, once that happened, it was over. I became a beast because now I knew when people was lying. I knew when people was trying to play me because if you look at me, I have the image of the thug. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like if you see hip hop and thuggery and this person got robbed or this person got shot, this is the image, the big chain, the hat to the side. Like that's the image that they show. So out the gate, people already had their judgments on me, not realizing that the same hate you got towards me for no reason, I just secured you a deal and you didn't even know I had anything to do with it because I support you. Crazy. So the whole, like I said, I don't associate fake it till you make it with me because ain't nothing fake about me. I never had to do that. But what I will say is that I had no clue how to do the business side. I had no clue of it at all. But what I did know is that this is my life. It's not a job for me. It's my life. It's my passion. And if I'm really who I say I am, if I tested myself to make sure that my words match the action. So I just gave it a shot. Awesome. And I won.
All right. Bobby's got another question, but I'm going to kick it over to Discord because Dan is waiting in the wings with our last talk of the day. And this is that's going to be a fantastic one as well as a postmortem on Rain on Your Parade.
Wow.
Hip Hop Gamer, dude, thank you so much for getting on the show. I love this. We're going to catch up in San Francisco in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Keep doing what you do, man. I love you. I love the energy. And
always, man.
Everybody else. All right, play us out. And then I'm going to kick it to Dan.
All right. Love you too, bro. We out of here. Let's get it.
All right, y'all.